Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let us learn another ninth standard concept, Thomson's model of an atom. So this model was proposed by Thomson, and this has several names by plum pudding model, apple pie and watermelon. So let's also understand why they have been given these names. So this is the diagram or the theory proposed by Thomson regarding the structure of an atom. So according to him, atom is a sphere, and the sphere is positively charged, and within the positively charged sphere there are electrons embedded in it. So this is going to be the sphere which is completely positively charged, and then within the sphere there are electrons, like how in a watermelon there are seeds, or in a cake or a plum cake there are dry fruits and raisins that is present within the cake, right? So that's how the electrons are present. They are embedded within the positive sphere. And also Thomson said that the magnitude is zero. That is, the number of electrons and protons are equal, and hence the magnitude of the entire atom is zero. Okay, and this is what was proposed by Thomson. That's the reason why it has the name as apple pie or watermelon. Now let's understand the concept. An atom consists of a positively charged sphere and the electrons are embedded in it. The negative and positive charges are equal in magnitude. So the atom as a whole is electrically neutral. But this theory was not accepted by most of the scientists, mainly because it did not have any experimental evidence. So let us understand some of the drawbacks of this theory. It did not include nucleus in an atom. So here, coming back to the diagram, according to this diagram, there are only positively charged, that is what we call as protons, and negatively charged species, electrons. But there's no explanation of where is the nucleus and what is the nucleus made up of, and what is the position of the nucleus. So all this information was not given by this theory. So that's the reason why it becomes one of the drawback. Now the second drawback is that he did not provide any experimental evidence to support this model. So it was just on a piece of paper that you can explain this concept without any experimental data. He didn't perform any experiment to prove that this is going to be the structure of an atom. And the third drawback was that he failed to explain the stability. So when it comes to stability, how is the atom stable? See, again coming back to the diagram. So here you can observe that in nature, there's always repulsion between positively charged species and again repulsion between negatively charged species. And there's always attraction between positive and negative charges. So always what is said that opposites attract, and like they always repel. So here the same concept if we apply in this structure of an atom, so these electrons are so close to each other. Likewise, in the positive charge, that is protons, which was later discovered, they are also very close to each other. So when such a type of a structure if we expect, then there is always going to be maximum repulsion. And whenever species are having maximum repulsion, there won't be any stability within the system. So that's the reason why this theory failed, because he was not able to explain the stability, or he was not able to explain how these electrons and protons are arranged within the atom. So that's the reason why this becomes a drawback. Now the last one is that he was unable to explain the alpha scattering experiment. See, with this theory or drawback or failure of this Thomson's model of an atom gave rise to Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment. So Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment I'll be explaining in my next video. So here you can observe how Rutherford was successfully able to explain the position of the electrons, protons, how is a nucleus present in an atom, all those detailed version of the structure of an atom he was able to explain. So this becomes again one of the drawback of Thomson's model, that he was unable to explain alpha scattering experiment and also some of the emission spectra also. And also talk about the hydrogen spectra as well. Okay, so these are some of the drawbacks of Thomson model. And this concludes my video. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel.